guys, how are you doing? I'm here today. I've been giving out some samples, or I'm about to give out some samples, and some magnet sets for kids to do so that they can have a little bit of fun. And I have a memory game out there. And I just thought that I would go through the steps of doing it so that there aren't any questions along the way. So first of all, people that are getting the magnet sets, you'll get a bag like this. It has a chalkable chip in it, has a mini squeegee, it has a small stencil for the chalkable chip, and it has a magnet that you can stick to the back when you're done. Don't do it until you're done because you want your chalkable chip to lay flat while you're chalking it. Now I'm going to go ahead and open this up. Now I previously used this chalkable chip in a video that I did with Perry. And so I'm going to clean this off, and it's a good way for you to see and know that anything you do with chalk on a surface like this can be wiped away. Say, it didn't turn out good, or, you want to do something else with it, who knows? Then you can just redo it. Now, first thing you'll do is you'll spritz some water on it. And this will also show you that it just getting wet doesn't affect it at all. I've had people tell me that they've done this on the outside of their windows, and they've had rainstorms, and it didn't affect it. Now, once it's wet, right here, this is one of our board erasers, and I'm just going to wipe it off. And because it's been on for a couple weeks, it's a little bit maybe harder to get off, but as you can see, it's coming right off. I also have some water over here to the side to put my transfer in when I'm done. So before you get started, and I'm sorry that this is such a limited view, when we get started, you won't be seeing me, you'll be seeing me working on the project. So there you go, nice and clean, ready to start over again. Now I'm going to give it a second to dry, and I'm just going to tell you the things that you're going to want to have with you and ready when you're ready to go. Now I have a 9x13 baking dish, and I have water in it so that when I'm done with my transfer, I can put it straight in there so it can start cleaning right away, so that we don't end up with any of the chalk sticking into the transfer. Now the reason for that is because our transfers are reusable. You can use them, the company says I think it's 8 to 10 times for each transfer, something like that. I've known some people that have said that they've used them a lot more than that. And some people that don't take very good care of the transfers don't get that many uses out of it. It's all just a matter of how well you take care of them and everything else. So you'll have your water to put that in. I have a little container right here because the chalkable paste that you get, it's a lot easier to use it when it's not in this container, especially because I found with one of the ones that I got that the chalk was very, very thick. And the thing with the chalk and with the transfers is you want it to be thin. You want it to be kind of like a yogurt consistency, because if it's any thicker than that, then it will dry fast, and it'll dry before you're able to pull that transfer up. If it does that, then you won't have chalk in all the spots that you want the chalk. So I recommend that you open it up. So this color right here is Morning Sky, just in case anybody's wondering, and as I'm sure you can guess, that's pretty blue, pale blue, baby blue color. So right now I'm just squeezing that chalk out. Now if you really want to get technical, I've heard you can use the chalk out of one of these up to 8 times on an A-size transfer, which would be a transfer like this. That's a lot of times. Now if I was going to try to do that, then I would cut the sides, cut 3 sides of this, open it up, and use my, where did it go? Use my small squeegee just to get all of the paste out of my sample. Now I really don't care that much about it myself, so I'm just going to let it be. So you have your container that you're going to put your chalk in, and I have a lid for mine so that any chalk that I have left, I can put the lid on and I can possibly still use that in the future. All right, next you'll have your transfer. Right here, mine says Rue de la Mer, Road to the Sea. So you'll take it apart, and actually, you know what I'm going to do here, guys? I'm going to go ahead and move the angle of my camera so that you guys can see what I'm doing and not just me. I'm sure it'll be a lot more fun to see what I'm doing. So here's the transfer, and I'm going to separate the transfer just like that. Now this is a brand new transfer that has never been used, so you'll want to fuzz it. Now what that means is I have a fuzzing cloth right here. This comes from the company, Chalk Couture. You don't have to use that. You can use your jeans as long as they're clean. You can use your shirt. You can use a towel from your bathroom that you haven't used to dry off yet. Anything like that. And you just want to put it down there and rub, because the problem is brand new, they're so sticky, sometimes they're hard to get off. So if you fuzz it up a little bit, it makes it a lot easier to get it off of your item. So now, and as you see, well, I guess you don't see, right here's the magnet. I don't have the magnet on here yet. So I'm going to place the transfer on here, just nice and easy, and then go from the middle out. Just make sure it's on there good. Some people will use their mini squeegee and just squeegee it just to make sure. Really, it doesn't matter one way or the other. So now we have that. So what is next? Next is our chalk paste. Now I'm just going to mess with this a little bit, and it's a little thick. It really is a little thick. So what I'm going to do, typically if you're using paste out of one of the chalk paste jars, you would want to stick with only distilled water. The reason for that is if you don't use the color very often, then what can happen is tap water can actually cause a little bit of mold in the paste. So you would use distilled water. In this case, tap water wouldn't matter. So I'm just going to do one squirt, and this is just a fine mister, Chalk Couture again. And again, you don't need to have that one. Just anything that you can just mix it around and try to, and you know what? I'm going to cheat. You guys aren't going to get this with your kit, but I have these little paste stirrers. And since this container is a little more difficult because it has ridges in it, I'm just going to use that to stir it up. To make sure it's not too, to make sure I get it all stirred up and that it's not too. So if you look at this, this is a little bit better. Okay, oh, I guess I should put it where you can see it. This is a little bit better than it was. So that actually is going to work quite a bit better. So now I'm going to take my mini squeegee, which you guys will have, and you just take it and you put some on there, and you start covering everything that you want. Try not to go over the edge of the transfer, but if you do, it's not a huge deal because you can get that off fairly easy, and I might have to show you that because it looks like I might have had a problem with that. So once you're done, you just squeegee the extra off. You don't want to take your time with this because same thing as when it's too thick, if you leave it on for too long, then it will stick to the transfer. So now this I'm going to put in the water. Hold on. I'm just rinsing my hands real quick. Okay, so this right here is our finished piece. And look at how beautiful that is. And as you can see right over here, I have a little bit of paste on there, so I'm just going to wipe it with my finger. Some people let it dry and then they use their fingernail just to chip it off. You can use just a little bit of water carefully and take it off, or whatever you want to do. So at this point it's still fairly damp, so you just want to set it aside and let it dry. Once it has dried would be when I would put the magnet on it. And it's a very simple magnet. You just take the backing off and stick it to the back, and then you let it hold for a little while, and then you'll be good to go. So I hope that this was informational, especially for those of you that are getting the magnet sets kits from me. Sorry, words are hard today. So those of you getting the magnet kits from me, this is exactly how you'll do it. If you got a memory kit from me, you'll do the same thing. I would recommend, if you're going to do that, that you watch my other video where Perry and I did the memory set. And it also works for tic-tac-toe. So before I say goodbye, I just want to tell you guys, I'm doing quite a bit better than I was. I know most of you know that I had emergency surgery last week, had my gallbladder out. Unfortunately, work-wise, it has taken a big toll on me financially. The stimulus check helped. But I am getting better day by day. I'll do really good one day, and of course, because I'm me, overdo it a little bit and then have to dial it back for a couple days to recover. But next week I should be back to work. So, and I'm having a blast chalking right now, so I will take it. So if you have any questions, post them below and I will answer them as soon as I can. If you're interested in a magnet kit, post a message or send me a message. If you're interested in a tic-tac-toe or memory board memory game kit, do the same. Put something down below or message me. Also, we have the new Try Me kits. I'll do another video in a little while because I want to show you how easy it is to do one of these Try Me kits. But we have these new Try Me kits that are about $20, and it's flat rate shipping, $6.95 I think, unless you're a Club Couture member, and I'll do a video about that as well. Club Couture members get a flat rate shipping of $4.95. So anyway, I apologize for the wild and crazy, safer at home look for today, but I will talk to you all later. Bye.